What's up, guys? This is Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall market. I'm going to break down some big news that came out that's very important and how the market's holding up this morning. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. So looking at Tesla stock, we still have this much larger inverse head and shoulders like structure that is still developing. And Tesla has been on an uptrend for the last couple of days. I do think that Tesla may consolidate here before attempting to go a bit higher if this trend continues. Now, there is some negative news coming out involving Elon Musk and some okay news, but then at the same time, that's just kind of like noise that's happening while Tesla and the markets are reacting to all this positivity associated with China, all the deals, and some other pieces of news. So I'm going to break down the news, then I'll break down what's happening with Tesla in just a couple of minutes. Firstly, Elon Musk is getting some criticism. Some sources are saying that because of his politics, Tesla has lost a lot of sales. Other sources are saying that Tesla sales, are down quite a bit, and they lost about a million to 1.26 million additional sales because of Elon Musk's political tactics. That's what they're saying. However, correlation does not mean causation. We can't just solely, throw everything out there. I do once again question those specific numbers, but I do agree at the same time to some extent that yes, of course, politics did get in the way to some extent. But despite that, Elon Musk is still a massive asset for Tesla. We should not necessarily trivialize that. Elon Musk is, a great innovator. He's, one of the best CEOs on the planet, and the way he's leading Tesla is still fantastic, and you still have to give him credit despite all the political drama that he was involved in. In fact, there is some news coming out. We're hearing from Tesla's board that if shareholders don't even vote yes on Elon Musk's $1 trillion payout, it would be very, very bad for Tesla, and Musk may be in a position where he may have to, leave the company essentially. So there is a risk of Musk leaving if he doesn't get paid for all the work that he has done. So my view is quite simple. The politics, yes, of course, this did affect Tesla sales, but at the same time, the value that Elon Musk is bringing for Tesla is something we should not overlook because of that. And I think that is what many sources get wrong, right? Elon Musk is hardworking. He is leading the team in great ways to develop the robotaxi, AI, and all these different technologies. And he is still a very, very well proven CEO. So that's the reason why I think it's important to look at things from both sides. And I just wanted to put that out there because of all these mainstream sources. Now, there is some big news coming out. President Trump is meeting up with more and more leaders across Asia. He just met up with Japan's new prime minister. And I just wanted to make that very clear that he is going to be meeting up with Xi Jinping very soon. And there's going to be a lot of negotiations and possibly a China deal in just a couple of days. So we'll see what that leads to. So far, there's a lot of optimism associated with that because the framework could be complete. President Trump also said that he's going to be likely picking someone to replace Jerome Powell very soon once his term ends. But right now, he has a short list of people. That's another big piece of news. And then there's news coming out that Amazon's laying off about 14,000 workers. And I'm not seeing anything else too crazy, at least so far. But overall, it's the same stuff as before. The market's just essentially waiting for FOMC. It's also waiting for President Trump's big meeting and some big tech earnings. On top of this, I just want to say that today is Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. At 9 o'clock a.m., we have some minor data coming out involving home prices. This is just minor. But then at 10 o'clock a.m., we have the Richmond Fed manufacturing numbers and services numbers that are going to be coming out. So expect some volatility at 10 and 10:30 a.m. Those are going to be more important, so look for volatility at that time. Other than that, the market's just essentially waiting for FOMC on Wednesday, President Trump's meeting with Xi Jinping, I think, which is going to be on Thursday. And then finally, we have big tech earnings. SoFi and PayPal both did very, very well, beating expectations. The share prices are up. SoFi had good guidance overall, good growth. They also increased their guidance. Then PayPal did relatively well, beating on EPS and revenue. And they had, once again, good guidance. So both of the share prices are up so far. However, for Wednesday, which is going to be tomorrow, don't forget we also have Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet announcing earnings. That's the next big earnings cycle, alongside more big tech earnings later on. So what do I see for the share price of Tesla? So just hypothetically, if Tesla gets a rejection, if we lose 450, there's going to be a risk of us dipping back down towards 445. If we could hold above 460, we're looking for an attempt to push for 462.5 to 465. However, when you look at the chart like this, we're looking a little bit more bullish because first off, you have this left shoulder, you You have a head right here, then you have like a right shoulder forming. And we're also making higher lows right now. So that's a very, very good sign. Now, I do think Tesla may consolidate here for some time before potentially going a bit higher for 460. So be ready for a little bit of consolidation in this range. If 450 fails us, don't forget 445 could be tested, but I don't think it's going to happen like that. I think we consolidate first before potentially pushing for 460. And then we're going to see what the reaction is to FOMC tomorrow. That's going to cause more volatility. On the other hand, SPY and the QQQ are also looking more bullish. So Tesla may consolidate and eventually pump. SPY could also consolidate a little bit. As long as you hold above 685, we're going to be favoring an attempt for 688 to 690. If we lose 685, though, we could be dipping back down to 683. Overall, we still look more bullish. The triple Q also looks more bullish. Now, if we could hold above 630, we're looking for 632, and then eventually 635 is our targets. But if we end up losing 627, we're looking for 624. If that fails us, we're looking for a big move down. As of right now, we look more bullish, favoring the 630s. The IWM dipped a bit. I want to see us basically hold above 250 to bounce. If not, we're looking for 248. Overall, it may attempt to bounce. ES is still looking more bullish. We're going to be favoring 69.20 to 69.40. NQ looks more bullish as long as you could hold above 26,000. We're favoring 26,100. Bitcoin's trying to bounce here as long as 113,000 is not fails. We're looking for 115,000 as our potential targets. Still looks a bit more bullish to me. On Nvda, we're technically on an uptrend. As long as we don't lose 190, we're favoring 194 plus. Once again, to get back up to these highs and eventually 195. Nvidia is looking more bullish with all the the news involving China, which would have greatly affected it. So with the potential deal and a delay of the tariffs and a delay of the export controls on minerals, this is bullish news so far. Nvidia is still running. Aapl pumped quite a bit. Now it's coming back down. It may retest 266 to 265 before it tries to bounce again, unless we hold above 268. Might retrace just a little bit before it tries to bounce, so keep that in mind. We could still slowly uptrend for the 270s. Might retest 266 to 268 before it tries to bounce for 270. For Palantir, we're gapping up and going. We could consolidate here. We came down a little bit before bouncing, and as long as we don't end up losing 188, we're going to be favoring 192 plus. AMD, for those who are interested, we're consolidating. I want to see us hold above 260. If so, we're going to likely continue to push for 262. We're consolidating right now, so look for some sideways price action, but there is some upside for the 260s. There is potential for this to go higher. On Coinbase, we're looking more bullish as long as you don't end up losing 360. We're going to be favoring an attempt for 365 plus. Amazon is also trading sideways. There's a gap to fill, but don't really worry too much about this until we get to earnings. It could retest like 226.5, bounce again, just trade sideways, but earnings matters a lot more. Meta is also trading sideways, could be retesting like 748. We need to hold above this. If not, we could be returning to like 744. I think we consolidate, then we'll see if we bounce as well. Google may retest 267, and we'll see if we bounce. And Microsoft is looking more bullish, which is leading tech up right now. I think we had some bullish news. But overall, things are looking quite optimistic. The VIX is also down a bit as the market's trying to push higher. So for now, to me, SPY and the QQQ are looking more bullish. And then this could also benefit Tesla as it tries to push higher. I do think it consolidates a bit right here before it tries pushing for 460. As long as we don't lose 450, we are still looking more bullish. And we have a nice looking accumulation right here. So I think we're looking fantastic. Thank you all so much for listening, and peace out.